Good evening, my dear students. Let me welcome you to the second educational video on binomial distributions. And I'll take you through the course of learning of binomial distributions with regard to some of the simple problems and their estimations based on their level of risk. Before that, one instruction for you all is that you must have a fair understanding of what is called as NCR to solve any binomial distribution problem. Now NCR, it is based on your combinations. Okay, if you have the knowledge of combinations, and this is what exactly I mean to say, n factorial divided by n minus r factorial into r factorial. You should know the simplification, how exactly it should be simplified. But now in the case of binomial distribution, this I'll give you kind of standard identities that can be taken for your simplification procedures or to help you to the speedy solutions or to make it simple and easy. Now if you say NC0, any value of anything of this pattern, NC0, if you say, it is 1 always. Now if you say NC1, this is n always, and if you say NCn, this is 1 always. At the same time NC2, this is equal to n into n minus 1 divided by 2 factorial or 2. Now NC3, you should remember all this formula or maybe identities. NC3, that is going to be n into n minus 1, n minus 2 divided by 6, I can say. This is 3 factorial. That is 3 into 2 into 1. Now NC4, this is equal to n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 divided by 24. Now at the same time, I say NC5, this is going to be n into n minus 1, n minus 2 dash dash, n minus 3 and n minus 4. Now this is going to be 5 factorial, that is 120. And you can develop these identities for any particular value of R. Here R is varying. R may be 5, R may be 0, R may be 1, R may be 2, R may be 3, R may be 4, and even maybe R is equal to n. If you have the knowledge of the simplifications of these things, definitely okay, you will be having a easy time, a smooth time. Okay, I can say a pleasant time in understanding of what is your binomial distribution and its the risk expectation kind of things. But here I have a small example. They say that in a city, 60% of the people are BPL card holders. A simple problem I have taken. I say P is equal to 60%. In a city, 60% of the people are BPL card holders. They are below poverty line. Now if you say 60%, this is going to be 0.6. At the same time, you say 60% the people are 0.6. Okay, let me take this as the probability of expecting randomly a BPL card holder is 0.6. At the same time, Q, that is non-BPL. Okay, maybe you can take it as APL. Now I can say this is non-BPL. This is equal to, if you say 0.6, this is going to be 1 minus 0.6 and this is equal to 0.4. In the case of binomial distribution or any probability distribution for that matter, always the P plus Q is equal to 1. Probability of success, probability of failure always is equal to 1. Maybe the probability of expecting an event, the probability of not expecting an event, favorable event, not favorable events, occurrence, non-occurrences, if you say that is going to be 1 and this is nothing but 100%. This is what exactly conceptual understanding of your probability of occurring and non-occurring of events. Now, in the present case, I have P probability with regard to your BPL card holder, that's 60%, that is 60 by 100, that is 0.6, and Q is 0.4. Again, it continues that it says that in a random sample of 6 persons, in a random of 6 persons, if you say, okay, this 6 is my n, that is, you can take it as sample size. out of 6 I'm observing or I'm estimating some kind of probability estimations or probability expectations. This is 6 out of 6. Out of 6 people selected randomly, they say that selected randomly, find the probability that, question number 1, 3 are with BPL, 3 people are with BPL. Next, number 2, none of them are with BPL. Number 3, at least one with BPL. Next, number 4, maximum 2 are BPL card holders. I said given case is that in a city 60% of the people are BPL card holders, and in a sample of 6 persons selected randomly, in a random sample of 6 people, find the probability that 3 are with BPL, none of them are BPL, at least one of them is a BPL card holder, and maximum 2 are BPL card holders. And we need to estimate the probabilities of the socio-economic status of my sample out of 6. Now let me check this. The data what exactly I have given, I rated as, I have P probability of the BPL card holders. This is equal to 0.6. Okay, this is called as P of X. At the same time, probability of non-BPL, this is equal to 1 minus 0.6. This is equal to 0.4. And now I call this as P of X. Simply we call it as P, and this is, we call it as Q. This is for the sake of our convenience, to have a simple understanding of what is P and Q, I have taken these assumptions. P is the probability of your BPL card holders, and Q is your non-BPL card holders. Now they say that I have my N is equal to 6. Now they say that 3 are with BPL, exactly 3. That means to say that P of X is equal to 3 to be estimated. P of X is equal to 3. You can remember, okay, if you have the fair understanding of what is called as P of X, okay, you can refer my previous video in this regard. Okay, in that previous video I said that, and here is the formula. This is P of X is equal to NCX P power X Q power N minus X. This is what exactly the concern of the day. That means to say that take this formula into account, take this equation into account, take this probability mass function into account, and just substitute your values and you will get the result. Now if you say P of X is equal to 3, this is going to be altered as P of X is equal to 3. Now my X is going to attain the value 3 and N is 6. Okay, N is 6, P is there, Q is there. Now we will say this is equal to N is 6, C, X is 3. Now P of X, the value of P is what? 0.6 to the power of X is 3. Now the value of Q is 0.4 to the power of 6 minus 3 is 3. We have to simplify this. To understand or to simplify 6C3, okay, you can use the identities of your combinations. That is 6C3, it is the form of NC3. Okay, 6C3, this one, that is 6C3. This is the form of NC3, that is N into N minus 1, N minus 2 divided by 6. That is 6 into 6 minus 1, 6 minus 2 divided by 6. That is 6 is 3 factorial, and this is 6. This is equal to 6 into 5 into 4 divided by 6, and this is equal to 20. Now 6C3 is 20. Now we can have the simplification. Now this is 20 multiplied by, this is 20, that is P of X is equal to 3. 20, 0.6 power 3, 0.4 power 3, just simplification, use your simple calculators. 0.4 power 3, sorry, 0.6 power 3, and again 0.4 power 3. Now I have the values already done, it's simplified. I have this value with me, that is 63.6 power 3, 0.4 power 3. This is equal to 0.76. Okay, you can convert this into percentage, and this is going to be 76%. Now, if you say 76%, means to say that 76% is the chance that you are going to have 3 BPL card holders, okay, out of the 6 random people. Okay, out of the 6 people selected randomly, it is going to be the 76%. Next, if you say none, P of x is equal to 0. If you say P of x is equal to 0, this is going to be 6C0. Next, 0.6 to the power of 0. Next, 0.4 to the power of 6 minus 0 is 6. Now I said we have this identity, NC0 is equal to 1 always. If you say NC0 is equal to 1, this is 1. Any number raised to the power of 0 is 1 again. Again, next is 0.4 power 6. If you say 0.4 power 6, again I have this value. This is nothing but 0.004. Convert this into percentage and you will get the answer. That's what exactly. None of them are BPL card holders. Next is at least 1. Okay, if you say at least 1, it may be 1 or even it may be more than 1. That is P of x more than or equal to 1. That is P of x may be 1, P of x may be 2, dash dash dash, P of x may be 6. Because I have 6 as my last number, highest number. That's a confinement. That's you cannot go beyond 6. Now you say to have all these calculations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, that becomes very much tedious. And to avoid that, let me use a simple conceptual understanding of what is the 6 more than 1 refers to. Any probability for that matter, if you say 100%, that is equal to 1. Now this is equal to maybe 0, complete failure, or maybe 1, or maybe 2, or maybe 3, or maybe 6. Now what is that I need? I need from 1 to 6. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what exactly I need. And if I do a simple modification here, this is 1 minus P of x is equal to 0. This is all about, okay, the values are maybe 1, maybe more than 1. Whenever there is a term called as R, okay, that is represented by the symbol plus, this is the rules of probability theory. If you say the rules of probability theory, always R is replaced by the symbol plus and replaced by the symbol multiplication. Okay, these are the very basic conceptual understanding of a probability theory. Whenever there is R, okay, use plus. Whenever there is and, use multiplication. Now here I say that, okay, here P of x more than or equal to 1 refers to maybe 1 or maybe 2 or maybe 3 or maybe 4. Okay, till 6 I am going to have this. Now this is what P of x more than 1 is 1 minus P of x is equal to 0. And if I apply this rule here, okay, P of x is equal to 0, I have the value already. None of them are BPL card holders. That's what exactly data I require. Now P of x is equal to 0. We have this value with me. P of x is equal to 0 is 0.004. Now therefore P of x more than or equal to 1. This is 1 minus P of x is equal to 0. You are getting my point? 1 minus P of x is equal to 0. Now this is 1 minus 0.004. Now this is what exactly is a simple subtraction here. Now it's somewhere almost equal to 99%. Now 1 minus 0.004 is going to be 0.995 approximation. Approximate is 99%. Now we'll go for what is called as maximum 2. That's what exactly I said. Makes more than or equal to 1. Maybe at least 1. At least means this is the what symbol refers to. At least always represented by more than. At least. This is at least. At least always represented by the symbol more than or equal to. At most or maximum is always represented by less than or equal to. This is again the rule to be followed. You have to take at least as more than, at most as less than while solving a probability problems. Now if you say at most, I have P of x more than or equal to 2, that was less than. Now this is here maximum 2, that is less than or equal to 2. Maybe 2, maybe less than 2. Maybe 2, maybe 1, maybe 0. Okay, I'm going to reverse direction. This is what is called as maybe P of x is equal to 2, maybe P of x is equal to 1, maybe P of x is equal to 0. Okay, try to understand the series, how exactly it is changing. Okay, if you say less than, I am going from 2 to 0. If you say more than, I am increasing the series, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. Okay, it's less than series. Now, P of x is equal to 2, I need to calculate it. Now, this is going to be, the simplification is all about P of x is equal to 2, you need to calculate. P of x is equal to 1, you need to calculate. And P of x is equal to 0, you have to calculate. Anyway, this value is already is there. Now 6c2, this is going to be 6c2 0.6 to the power of 2, 0.4 to the power of 2. Okay. Now again, if you say 6c1, that's P of x is equal to 1, 6c1 0.6 power 1, 0.4 to the power of 6 minus 1 is 5. Okay, again this is, you need to remember the values, that is I have n is equal to 6, again p is equal to 0.6, q is equal to 0.4. Now x is as per my random requirements. The random requirements are represented as your random variables, maybe 2, maybe 1, maybe 0 like that. Now p of x is equal to 0, I read it again, 6 is 0, 0.6 to the power of 0, 0.4 to the power of 6 minus 0 is 6. Now again, if we simplify this and add, it's going to be somewhere around 0.17824. This is equal to 7.824 percentage. 17.824 is the percentage. That's a chance that maximum 2 are expected as BPL card holders. Now I can say that this particular problem of, or maybe problems of such kind are very much important for you people. Okay, when you say examination interest are concerned, maybe this important for your 5 marks. I can say section B, or sorry, section C, or maybe section B, or even it would 10 marks. If you say section B, it's going to be 10 marks. Section C is going to be maybe 5 marks. Okay, it is going to be important for your examinations too. As your question paper pattern changes, okay, it may be 5 or 10 marks that you can expect from this. Okay, you can have your P1 value, P and Q values, keep changing that. You keep changing your n values, and even you keep changing your x1, 2, 3, 4, maximum, minimum, at least, at most, and all, and that is going to be your the learning. That's it. Thank you very much.